Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Nicholas Sorsa, Randy Peterson, PBA Hall of Famer. Believe it or not, we're functioning.
Still
It's
here.
9:10 in the morning, Vegas time. Those of you on the East Coast are going, hey, I'm up for 6 hours. That's cool, but we haven't. This is the second of our our 5 side events for the ABT Anniversary Nationals event here at the beautiful Bowling Plaza at Southpoint. Again, $1,000 first place. We have 55 contestants. They're going to bowl 3 games. Again, it's that beat the board format that I talked to you about, Randy. They're bowling 3 games, and then we high to low, we pay it out. So $1,000 to our champion today. Good matches yesterday. We had Lily Bang out of Longmont, finished second for 500, and Jay Knighting out of Aberdeen, Idaho, was our senior winner. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is our sponsors event, the High Five tournament. All of our participants here have either purchased a High Five apparel shirt or have one on, and they're ready to go. Lindsay Boomershine was here most of the last 2 days promoting the product, and I pretty much think she's just about sold out everything, which was awesome.
I mean, it's kind of cool to see just about everybody here this morning in a High Five jersey, and it's a sea of color and brightness.
Yes. It might keep us awake. Yeah, the red shirts that as you get closer, you'll see that the red shirts are basically the 40th anniversary edition for the Amateur Bowlers store, and it's on the jersey, so it's pretty cool. They were hot. They jumped on those shirts, so that was pretty cool. And after this event is over, we will be coming back at 11 Vegas time for our gold event. That's for our gold members. And we have 61 of those that are going to be participating in that event. Then we'll take a little break. 5 o'clock tonight is our doubles event, and this will be cool. Normally when we run doubles, Randy, basically it's you come in and you pair up with a guy, and if you hit the board, you want to go bowl with somebody else because you can cash as many times as possible with a different partner. Normally, like in Denver, we do it over holiday weekends, so I don't lock you in for the whole weekend. If you only can come in for one day or a couple squads, that's fine. In this event, all the bowlers that make it will bowl 3 games, and then they're going to cut to maybe the top 4 teams. But in essence, you won't see the teams because if I'm bowling with you and I'm bowling with Scott and I'm bowling with somebody else, we're all in the lanes, but you don't know who the partners are. So once that's over, it's an eliminator.
Kind of a blind draw thing?
Almost, yeah. For the people watching at home, it'll appear that way, but and that'll be the first time we're going to try it here to see how it goes. And I think it went over very well, so we'll see what the end result is. And then what you're going to be practicing for at the break, I've heard you actually do practice still, which amazes me.
That's a total lie. Practice? We're talking about practice?
Yeah, Alan Iverson Peterson, ladies and
gentlemen. There's not a lot of practicing going on, and you'll tell based on what my game looks like. But but you know, I'm a little concerned though about one thing that you keep mentioning, this beating of this board thing. And I'm not one for violence, so maybe you could this beating of the board. What is the board?
All right, here we go.
What has the board done to you? And to
the board is just a piece of wood. That's all.
That makes
but here's the
everyone
deal.
want to beat that poor thing.
Okay, here's the deal. 1 out of 5 entries cash in a doubles event. So they'll walk in and they'll see who the leader is, and the board is posted based on entries. And that gives you basically the leader and a load of cash as we go through the event. So you know what the ranges are. You know what you have to beat to get on the board or to get in the cashing position. And again, if you get on there with a partner, then you want to bowl with somebody else to do it again. And there are bowlers that won't miss a squad. Some of the longer weekend events might have 40-some double squads. They're 2-game events every hour with handicap, team handicap.
Wow.
And I'll have guys that will cash 13 to 15 times. And then you have the 2-game sweepers where they get their individual handicap. They can make serious money in a doubles event. So we're kind of excited to do it here at the Nationals, and we're gonna kind of tweak it and see how it goes. But then you, on the other hand, you and Leanne Holzenberg and
Liz Johnson.
Liz Johnson, I'm sorry, and of course the
Wes.
Scorpion King, Wes Malott.
The Scorpion King.
Yeah. And that's going to be cool because you guys basically are the team captains and the 12 highest qualifiers of the ABT field. Basically, you're going to draft them. And you've already got your picks. I know you've been doing a lot of research. I know you're jonesing for Stevie Villanueva, who, from what I saw, was leading it.
Hey, listen, let's not talk about my picks in case.
Are you trying to do this?
In case Wes or Liz or
Yeah.
Leanne is listening to
Okay,
this,
I got you.
to this live stream right now. I don't want them hearing my picks.
Okay, no strategy
then.
then.
We're going to keep that under wraps.
Okay, we got you.
Yeah.
But it'll be neat. It'll be a lot of fun. And then you'll get to, and in the hour in between, you get to watch your members. And you know how a team format is. There are some people that do better leading off. There's some people obviously doing better as anchor. And you kind of get a feel for how they're going to fit together.
Yeah.
Because obviously you want to whack it and win because it's $1,000 a person.
Well, I mean, you got to find out who the strongest
Right.
players is going to be on your team, and then line them up accordingly.
Yeah. I think it'll be cool. I really do. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
It's a lot of pressure for an old guy like me because, I'm used to losing on my own. Now I got 3 other people that I have to be responsible for, and you don't want to let anybody down.
Oh,
so.
yeah, I understand. Well, yeah, I know they got pictures of our professional team captains, and I've been told that they have got a picture of you out of the archives.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
An oldie, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
No, you haven't.
No.
And I haven't seen it. But I was told that the statement was, wait till you see this. So there's some more pressure.
Well, I can't wait.
Yes, you can. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I look absolutely nothing like I did in my 20s, so I'm sure that'll be a little bit of a shock.
This isn't the one with the mustache and
I
bad
don't know.
teeth,
I don't know, but
because there was one that was floating out there. It was 70s mustache look and bad teeth. It was before I got the braces, and you want to talk about a picture that is so not flattering? Yeah, it'd be that one.
Was that a title? Do you remember where that was?
No, it wasn't even a title.
Oh, wow.
It was just like
it
was like a picture that they took
for the PBA
handbook
or whatever
for the program.
Yeah.
Back when we used to have a program.
Yeah.
And got that one got used for some reason, and then it surfaced up around the time I got inducted in the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, do not use that picture. So what do?
Of course.
They use that picture.
Yeah, that was a lead-in. Yeah, but actually, the bowling population really, I don't know if you really realized it or not, but when that yearly program came out with all the pictures of the players, that was a hot item. They really wanted it.
Back in the day, it was just like, that's all you did was sign programs.
Right, exactly.
People would flip to your page, or my favorite was, do you know what page you're on? And you get like, yeah, it's alphabetical. You can just, and
look under P for Peterson.
And you'd flip to that page, and then you'd sign underneath your picture, and it was really cool. And then they'd have, like in the program, they'd have an article of that prior year's
winnings. Remember, they used to use winnings, cashes, and all that.
Yeah, but like say you won the AC Delco Classic, it would be like the first tournament. There's a full page on it with your picture and receiving the hardware and a storyline.
Okay.
And so it's pretty cool.
I used to look forward to them. I thought they were pretty neat. And the other part is they're looking for bowlers that are in their area that they didn't realize were players. Okay, because you have your named players, but then there's guys that are out there that they're not really that familiar with, and And so that was pretty neat too. And then when they go to the Pro-Ams, and you'll see some of the local PBA players get into the Pro-Ams, and then that was a big thing too. And then again, you got the program guide, and they're rushing down to have you sign it and everything. It was a big deal. It was cool.
Yeah.
So you see anybody lighting it up yet?
Well, we're just 4 frames.
Yeah,
in,
4 frames in the first game.
There are a lot of strikes up.
Yeah. Much more than yesterday.
But I think a lot of these bowlers have they've got a lot of games in now on this pattern, and so they've probably got a pretty good idea of what to do on it. But honestly, it's just all about execution.
Yeah. Ooh. And a lack of area. Because like we were talking about last night, if you're a right-hander and you get it right at 10, you're in serious trouble. I don't care who you are. And you don't have to miss by much. That was a great split conversion by Bryce Tanny, one of our winners here at the stadium a year ago. He converted the 5-8-10.
Yeah, if you get it outside a second arrow, it picks up speed. And hits the 3-6 in the face really fast.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be interesting to see how the pros ball reaction is on this. Watching Big Wes, who's got to be the best of the 4 of us, I would think, and then followed by probably Liz and then Leanne and myself. So it's going to be real interesting to see what type of reaction we have.
Now, if I remember correctly, you guys should be on fresh. Yes, because I think he's going to set aside this high end for the Pro Challenge. So you guys will be on fresh, and that'll help you more so than trying to follow somebody that they've been playing all over the place.
Well, I mean, my whole thing is when it's flat to begin with and it's fresh, it's even flatter. And, you kind of like to have some balls go down the middle of the lane, plastic balls shooting spares, dragging that all down and helping that middle develop a little bit.
Right. Yeah, and if they all do that, yes, and then it actually it becomes pretty sweet. The better players, like in a sport league or something like that, where they're learning how it transitions and they learn how to basically build it for themselves. If you have all those guys playing the same part of the lane, yes, I agree with you. It becomes, easier.
Yeah.
But when they're basically their A game might be off the ditch or their A game is right up the middle or whatever, amateur players seem to go back to what they feel the most comfortable with.
Sure.
Which
human nature.
Yeah. So, which means they're going to be everywhere, which makes it tough. We tried. We're going to be on. Speaking of patterns, I was fortunate to get copies of the new animal patterns, and the one that's brand new is called the Dragon, 45 foot, and we're gonna put that out when we get back in town. See how that plays.
Well, we're having a tournament on October 28th at Planet Fun, and it's called the Dragon.
Okay.
And it's the PBA Dragon pattern. And it's like, hey, come out and slay the dragon. it's a 8-gamer.
Okay.
$80 entry fee. There's side pots and brackets. And it's a scratch event. And I'm hoping that we get a lot of bowlers. I mean, we haven't run just a scratch event there since I've been there. It's always been a combination of scratch and handicap.
Okay.
So this is going to be scratch only, and trying to get the word out. But we're guaranteeing 1,000 for first, 500 for second, based on 40 entries.
Okay.
So we pay like 1 and 4, 1 and 5.
That's
I
good.
think it's 1 and 5.
Yeah, we pay 1 and 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So I bowled on the pattern the other day.
Okay. And
it's a lot like this. I mean,
okay.
You can't play out. If you try to play to the right side of 10, it's no good. So I had to play 15.
Okay.
And it was 15 to about 12, and it was pretty direct.
Okay. And that sounds about right. The guys they're using that, quote, 31-foot rule to kind of give
31.
themselves an area of play and they go from there.
That's a very interesting little number that whoever came up with. I don't know who came up with it, but it's actually a pretty good rule of thumb for these folks. The only time I like the only time I really don't see that number is when they get really long, because if you're bowling 50 feet, then. Yeah. But as a general rule of thumb, I kind of like that.
Yeah. It gives them a starting point, and that's really all. Right. Because some of the players that have been bowling on house shots their whole life and want to experience tournament play or sport patterns, it just gives them an idea of what to expect. And then when they come in and see the bowlers that have been on it for a while, being smart enough to watch and see how they're playing it, again, it just gives them a starting point. Higher rev players are going to be inside of that.
Right.
Straighter players will be a little right to a point. And then it's a grind for most of these guys. And it does bring spare shooting back to major importance to make a cut.
Well, and I've always said that over the years watching the ABT event, the majors, that it always came down to spare shooting. And I would tell my people that, they came to me for advice and said, Randy, how should I play this? Or I said, listen, the thing you want to focus mostly on is your spares.
Yes. Yeah, I used to tell them, get in a position to leave yourself a makeable spare and then make it.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't want to do a 5-count washout or come up late, leave it 2, 4, 8, 10, where for most of these guys, the percentage of conversion is low.
And that's so easy to do on this pattern.
Sure.
You miss target a little bit right, it's a washout or 2, 8, 10. The next ball you overcompensate, get it going up the lane, you go through the nose, and it's a big 4. Next thing you know, you got back-to-back opens, you're shooting 170, bolt 2 frames.
Yeah. That looked pretty good there.
I mean,
Chris Morley.
Chris is looking good, but we look up at the board, he's got 2 missed spares.
Yep.
He's got 3 splits.
And he's converted 1.
He's made 1. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 opens, and 2 of them are single pin spares.
And he can throw the last 3 here for a 4-bagger at the end of game 1 and shoot 180, just like you were talking about. You leave some ugly count, washout or split, not throwing the ball that bad, but when you miss, you pay for it.
Plus poor spare shooting.
Yeah.
And that leads to really low numbers.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, tonight I'm going to show you just how much fun I don't have bowling on patterns like this.
Now, with what you're doing, with commentating, obviously the tour and doing your stuff on the East Coast, now that you're in the Carolinas, do you really get an opportunity to bowl as much as you want, or do you not? Is not your priority anymore?
I'm bowling just as much as I want. In fact, I'm bowling more than I want to right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'm bowling 2 leagues back-to-back nights, Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then I bowl our 4-game sweeper Saturday night.
Okay.
It's about 7 games more than I would like. So if you do the simple math, I think it's pretty easy to figure out.
That you don't want to bowl much. 1 league and I'm out of here.
1 league a week would be fine. But it's so funny because and we have a nice shot at our center, obviously. And like last week, Wednesday night, I shoot 593. I turn around the next night and shoot 763. Pair to pair.
Yep.
One pair carries better than the next. The way the lanes break down, the topography. I had a 2-hander on Wednesday night that just torched the lanes in front of me.
Yep.
They got wet, dry. On Thursday night, I had basically the lane to
World.
myself.
Yep. I got a better one for you. I bowled 2 leagues on Thursday, an afternoon and an evening, because it's basically my Saturday or Sunday. And I go in and shoot 760, 758, and I said, "Oh my God, everything." I don't get a chance to practice a lot. I'm just out there for the fun, and I got lined up pretty good. So now I'm confident. I'm cocky. Now I go in and I'm thinking the bigger men's league on Thursday night, and I'm going, this is going to be good. I get in some bracket action, get in some blind draw doubles, blah, 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 get in a high game and this and that. and shoot 530.
Attaboy. Stay hot.
Right back to reality.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a term for that. It's called staying hot. Yeah.
And obviously I didn't.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah. So the Thursday night league is our classic league,
Okay.
right? And last year we paid out like $49,000. And I remember getting into brackets and then game one getting tapped and getting pissed and then not making any money in brackets. And so one Thursday night I went, "What are you doing? You're an idiot. Don't get in brackets anymore. You'll have more fun." And sure enough, I haven't gotten into a bracket since. And now if I start off with a bad game, I don't care.
Yeah, good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's a shame because you can almost tell the guys in your league, and we're talking about amateur league players, you can almost tell that they've put out some money. They're tight.
Yeah.
It's in their head. Instead of focusing on executing their game, they're thinking numbers in their head. If I don't get through so many brackets, I'm in trouble. That type of thing.
Well, it just kind of takes the fun out of it.
It does. It really does.
But
unless you win.
On the flip side, you want your bowlers to have the opportunity to bowl for some action.
Yes, absolutely.
So, and so you're going to have your competitive bowlers that get in the side pots, that bowl, that get in brackets, and they're 230, 240 average bowlers, and you're going to have that.
Yeah.
But we also have league bowlers that average 100. That in that same league would average 150, and they don't get in anything.
Well, it's a shame that they don't set aside like maybe handicap brackets for bowlers at a certain average and under, give them a reasonable chance to do the same.
Handicap brackets.
Yeah.
I think all the brackets are handicap.
Even the ones you're talking about with the higher average players, because in one of our bigger men's league, we actually do both. We'll run scratch brackets and handicap brackets.
I can't remember.
Okay.
I'll text my son. He's the one that runs the bracket.
But I tell you one thing that I've noticed over the years, as I was growing up as late teen, early 20s player, there was always action after league play.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And now it's almost a forgotten thing.
Yeah.
Do you think the fact that there's actually more action in league play that's taking away from that, or what's your feeling on it? Do you have a chance to think about that?
I just think that it's just such a different world that we live in that people are a lot busier now than they used to be, and free time is just not something we have anymore. So yeah, I'm with you. Like after league, they would stay after bowl pot games, have action. And yeah, I don't see any of that anymore.
No, I don't either. And I figured I would see some of that here. To be honest with you.
Yeah, my son just said they're actually handicap brackets.
Okay. Now we're just about finishing up game one here of our high five side event here at the ABT Fall Nationals, our 40th anniversary event at the Bowling Plaza at Southpoint Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. And like Randy was commenting from the first event that we held last night, that players are a little bit more lined up. Spare conversions seem to be up. A little bit more striking action. And again, we're looking at it on a scratch basis, and this is a handicap event, so we have a hard time distinguishing who's really came out of the gate strong.
Nick, I'll tell you what, I'm looking over here on 47 and 48, and I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but Rhino Panganabon. He goes three-bagger, 7-1 split, and then five-bagger.
Wow.
So, he's stepping up here in the 10th frame.
It doesn't matter whether he's got a handicap or not out of the gate.
He could strike out for 260.
Sure. And Lilia Bang, who's right above him, who finished second last night, again, doing what she does best. No one strike, but making most of her spares. And we're talking about a lady that's high 150, low 160 average bowler. She's going to shoot That looks like she shot 165. So she's right where she needs to be, and that was with 2 opens. So she's right there. She didn't hurt herself.
Steven Villanueva down on 31 and 2, shot 223 out of the gate.
And if he gets anything, he gets only like maybe 1 or 2 pins tops.
I would think he probably shouldn't be getting a whole lot. And Rhino Panganiban just went Brooklyn and carried the first hit. Want to see what kind of game this guy has. I might have to reconsider my draft.
Well, then we're going to have to run down to see if he actually qualified. So.
Now, is the qualification already done for that?
No, they can still qualify for that in the 3 squads in this morning block. And then after that, it's over. Then we'll know who the field is. And then you can start your magic.
Wow, he just went light swisher.
He's got it. He's got the world. Goes Brooklyn and carries, comes up light, carries. But you see that happen from time to time, and you just hope that you keep doing it. Now he could move his 10 lanes and literally smack the door the next 12 shots and shoot 190.
Yeah.
But it's a hell of a start. Okay, he's finishing up. Another light one. Looks like he just left a 7, but that's a heck of a game. He shoots 262 scratch, Randy. That's a great start.
Yeah, really good start. All right, game 1 in the books here at the 2017 Fall Nationals. The 40th anniversary edition of ABT, folks. Nick, Randy, Scott will be back with more in just a few minutes. Stay with us. All right, everyone, welcome back. It's game 2. It's the High Five Gear Tournament. First place, $1,000. Randy Peterson, Scott, I can't say his last name, and Nick LaSorsa. Nick's down working the other side of the building right now as they're getting set for another 3 games of qualifying for the main event. And right now you're watching the High Five Gear Tournament. 55 bowlers will bowl 3 games, and it's beat the board. The 40th anniversary here for ABT, and we're at the beautiful Southpoint Bowling Plaza, Southpoint Hotel and Casino. Scott, I love the quad split you've got on the screen here. Pretty cool.
You know, I'm going to steal Nick's mic here
There
for
you
a second.
go. I love it.
Yeah, I was in here last night until 3 a.m. figuring out how to get that done.
How to get the quad split. I love it.
Yeah, and you know you're here late when the cleaning crew shows you how to turn the lights off on their way out the door.
That's incredible. And back at it at 9 a.m. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep.
No. Yeah, but it's Vegas. You never sleep in Vegas anyway, so.
Unfortunately, there is a hole in this. We are actually only able to truly cover 28 of the 30 lanes. You can see the pins for lanes 45 and 46, but we can't see the release. So there is a hole. Word has gotten out to the bowlers, and some of them are refusing to leave. They don't want to be on camera.
Right.
I talked with a bowler this morning who's actually in front of us right now, who said that he was unable to sleep last night because he missed the PBA cut by 1 pin.
Wow.
And he had a choice to make. He could either do the side action or he could do the qualifier one more time to try to go for it. At that point in time, he wasn't sure which way he was going to do, but I see him out in front of us. So I see he's made his choice.
I see a lot of strings this game. Ricardo Mendoza had a 5-bagger. Blake Raynor, 4-bagger. He's got a good game going, 220. And joining us back in the booth once again, Nick, the body, LaSorsa.
The body that nobody wants.
Yeah, Nick, the body, LaSorsa, everyone.
Oh, God.
The ABT branch manager for the Denver area.
Yep.
For how many years now, Nick?
30.
30 years you've been doing it.
April of 1987.
Wow.
After a 9-year stint with the Brunswick Corporation. So
That's a long time to be doing anything.
yeah. And it goes fast, buddy, let me tell you. It's hard to believe. No, it is. It's really hard to believe it. Been doing it that long.
You think about it, 30 years ago, I won my first and only major, PBA National Championship. I beat Pete Weber, Marshall Holman, and Amleto Monicelli for the title.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
And against Marshall, I had the front 10. And 300 game would have been another $100,000 bonus.
Wow.
And I left a 10 pin.
I remember years ago, what was it, True Value? It was 50,000 for perfect game on TV.
No.
Was it?
True Value. So True Value was the sponsor that put up the $100,000.
Okay.
But if you shot 300 during the True Value Open, it was $200,000.
Whoa.
And I made the telecast that week along with Norm Duke and Brian Goebel. And I get beat by Goebel. Goebel then bowls. So check this out. So Duke leads by 400. I lead third by 300. If I don't bowl, Duke leads the tournament by 700 pins. All right.
Wow.
So I lead third by 300. I bowl Goebel. I get smoked. So now Goebel's bowling Duke for the title. Duke shoots 280. Title match. Goebel's on the front 9. Needs the first hit in the 10th to win the match,
right.
and 3 more to win another 200,000. Gets the first hit, gets the second hit. He's a strike away from 200,000. Goes through the nose, leads us 3-6-10.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The only one I remember was Earl Anthony. He was winning, of course. He won the title. It's a championship match, and Chris Schenkel was doing the color, and Earl's got the front 11, and that's when he absolutely showed no emotion whatsoever. Just went up there and just did his thing.
Right.
He lets the ball go and he starts dancing backwards off the approach, and he stuffed a 9-pin for $299. So they're doing the interview, and Schenkel's got the pin, and he looked at Earl and he went, "Oh, by the way, Earl," he said, "I got a present for you," and he gave him the pin, and Earl grabbed it off of him, looked at him, and walked away. And I thought that Schenkel's life passed right before his eyes.
Wow. Schenkel was one of the coolest guys ever. He was just the nicest man.
How long did he wind up doing that? Do you remember?
It was
20 years or
no,
more?
it was more than that.
Okay.
I wanted to say it was in the 30s. I think the last ABC show was, I think it was 97. I'll Google it real quick. Google that real quick. Last show on ABC. Oh, I got to log in again.
Oh, the website in the Southpoint?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi app.
Yeah.
Oh, and yes, I am 21 years old. All right, I'm logging in. I'm going to give you a number here in a minute. I'm looking for, up on the board, Steven Villanueva this game struggled. Looks like 171. He 3 opens and went back-to-back opens.
Yeah.
And it looks like the 9th and 10th.
Yeah.
For 171.
So he's going to have a huge game to get in, or to get in the upper end of the field here. I noticed that the middle seemed to be a little bit drier, Randy. If you set it down in the middle, going kind of up the boards, it wants to go left pretty quickly. Not a lot of skid yet.
So we were on ABC for 36 years.
Wow.
And the last show was 1997.
Okay. 37 years, 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was 1997 in St. Clair Classic, the final ABC broadcast of the Pro Bowlers Tour. And I want to say that Pete Weber won it, but let me go back. He either won or finished second, but I know he was on that show. I got a good story about that tournament, too.
Okay, we're in game two. Game two's just finishing up in ABT's another side tournament, our High Five event. Our shirt sponsor, High Five Gear, Lindsay Boomershine, was out here for the last couple of days, and a lot of the bowlers that got their chance to look at the product up close and liked what they saw. As you can tell by the field, large portion of them already have their shirts on, and the rest obviously have had them purchased and are waiting for them to be completed. But great material, fit really well. And Lamar Richardson in the front of us here has 3 spares and 6 in a row. He's getting up in the 10th frame here. Actually, he's on pace for 268. Through the face, big 4. Well, that's going to hurt. That's going to cost him about 30, 40 pins.
Seen a lot of strings, though, this game.
Yeah,
Lamar
we have.
Richardson's got
We're just talking about that.
7-bagger.
Yep.
But then it's a split. He's a good
Yep.
bowler, too.
Yeah, he is.
There's a guy to keep an eye on for the team event coming up tonight. Lamar, I've got my eyes on you.
Ooh, he gave it a good ride.
Some pairs finishing a little bit faster than others.
Yeah. Well, there were a couple 3s out there, but the majority of the field was 4 on a pair. So the 3s are getting done a little bit quicker.
Another good
2,
bowler.
4, 8, 10.
Another good bowler on lane 56. Roman.
Yep.
But you can see it doesn't take a whole lot on this pattern.
To get hurt.
To get an open frame. And
Yeah.
I mean,
That was
just
a
a
good
little
shot.
bit, right at target. It's 2, 4, 8, 10. It's an open frame.
Yep.
And you look at his start: 7 split, 9, couple open frames with missed spares. Or I'm guessing they probably were washouts. Then he dials in a 4-bagger, and he's going to shoot 160 or 170 with a 4-bagger. I mean, it's just brutal.
Yeah. He's going to have 5 opens for $160. 164. Wow.
4-bagger for 164. When was the last time you saw that?
It's been a while. Yeah, they're coming up late. Here again, you got 2, 4, 10 by Jorge Gomez on 52. Same thing. Good shot by Rhonda Ibarra. Nope, gets 1. Poor Lily Bang. Last part of that second game went open, spare, open, split, open. for $1.45. That's unfortunately that's not a good way to finish. And she had a double in there. There's 145 with a double. Randy Lund's trying to finish strong. He's got 3 in a row going into the 10th.
That's the Merrick scoring line.
It is alive.
Mr. Moniak standing behind us. Awesome, dude. We used to bowl together on tour way back in the day, but Mike got smart and said, you know what, I think I'm going to go to work for Michael Gahn and get a real job. Guess who's got all the money now?
Mike,
Yeah,
of course.
Moniak does.
Yeah, he's got a credit rating that's higher than the both of us put together.
Oh, my God. His credit rating, like when you see that little
yeah,
meter.
it's off. Yeah,
it's off the chart.
He pegged. Yeah, he pegged the speedometer.
Like 14 or 1500.
No, I'm not talking about his SAT scores
No.
in high school. No.
I'm talking about, yeah. this guy's credit. Oh my God, you kidding me?
Oh Lord. Did you hear what him and his wife did the other day?
No.
Well, she's retired, and I can't think of her name off the top of my head. They were looking at. She said we're going to buy a log cabin. He's going.
The motorhome story.
Yeah. Oh my God, he showed me a picture of that thing.
I haven't seen the picture.
It's got TVs everywhere. It opens up in the side. There's a TV outside, on the outside of the mobile home. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, as it should be. I mean, hey.
For that kind of money?
Got to have TVs,
That's right.
man.
Oh, yeah, really.
Like, my room's got a TV in the bathroom. I'm like, am I really going to spend that much time in here? And if I do, I better call a doctor.
Yeah, you're going to need it. Yeah,
Yeah.
The hemorrhoid surgery can be brutal.
Ouch.
Or the TVs now they got in the shower. On the glass.
It's time to change the subject.
So Stevie ought to be pretty close to us in game 3 here, buddy. 51 and 52. Starts out spare, strike.
Stevie really good at keeping the ball in play and keeping it in front of him. He likes to go down and in with a lot of speed. And, again, it's still all about execution.
Did you get a chance to figure out who won that tournament? Was it Petey?
I couldn't pull it up.
Okay.
I thought it was Weber.
Okay. Okay, we got a couple pair out there finishing game 2, and then everybody's pretty much is going into game 3.
And game 3 starting up here in just a minute as we've only got one more pair that's finishing up. That's right in front of us here at 53 and 54. And you can see that shot on 55. You got it right at target, and it just hydroplaned.
Yep.
3 off the right.
Yep. Meanwhile, folks, while Randy has stepped away, we want to remind you that sometime tonight you're going to see a picture of this boy that you're going to laugh like hell. in his younger playing days. Scary. Yeah. Yeah, folks, Scott Sledgester, Nicholas Sorsa, we're here just to start a game 3 of our High Five side event, paying $1,000 for first place, 55 contestants, early morning here. And we're going through some of the scores after 2, and again, these were scratch. And, 447. We got Leonard Peach with 440 after 2. Lamar Richardson 460 off of that big game 2. Gus Moore 407. Jerry Martinez 419. Rick Isaacs 417, Denver bowler. Dylan Taylor 447, great start. Roy Adams 432. Jorge Gomez, 454, and Steve Villanueva, 490 after 2. He had to have a huge first game because he only had 190 after his second game. Wow. Yeah, there's some scores out there. Jason Fridley, 4-0, and he's got spare double going into game 3, trying to make a move. Derek Schisler crossed over for a strike. He's got 3 spares and a strike.
Is Rhonda Schisler listening to our live feed right now? She's intense. That's Derek's mom.
Yep.
And I can see it on her phone. I can see the live feed on her phone.
I can't tell if she's talking to somebody while she's got it on the side of her ear.
Honestly, I think she's listening to the live feed. I wonder what the delay is. How long is the delay? 45 seconds? She's going to look over here in just a second. Watch.
Now, Rhonda is the niece of
I told
Les
you.
Schisler.
That's great.
She finally realizes that she is now a household name throughout the United States.
Well, you know, her brother Ricky bowled on tour.
He finally got his first win a couple weeks ago.
Was it a senior? Was it like a PBA senior event?
Correct.
Wow.
Good for him.
Yep.
Because I remember when he went out on tour with Scott Myers in 1991.
Ricky's a good dude.
Oh, he's a nut.
He's a good dude, man.
He's had surgeries on both wrists.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And they're from your area, aren't they?
Yeah, they're Brighton,
Yeah.
which is just north of Denver. Actually, half of Brighton is a Schistler, I think.
How far from Denver is Brighton?
Depends what part of Denver. It's up on the north-south interstate, I-25. You could be in downtown Denver in 15, 20 minutes.
How far is Brighton from the Denver airport, which the airport's out in the middle of nowhere?
Not far at all.
Oh, really?
No, because it's on the eastern side. I would say probably 10 minutes tops.
Nice. And Derek with a double?
Derek's a good kid. He's come a long way.
Tall kid. He's big.
Yeah,
big
he
guy.
is big boy. Yeah. When he started with me, he was probably in the low 150s.
Yeah.
And he's got his
Much better
tournament average on this stuff.
Yeah.
Almost a 180.
Nice.
So he's done very well.
I wonder how many injections Mom was giving him when he was growing up. Look at the size of that kid.
I think it was just like free
Hey.
food Friday.
Hey, let's sprinkle a little more growth hormones on the Cheerios this morning. Son, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah, really. Well, and Rhonda's brother John, who's retired fire chief of Brighton, is a big boy also, and his son Aaron, who also bowls with us, he's put together like Derek.
Wow.
So it's like the tree trunks are starting to come around. And then we have Ricky.
Yeah, because Ricky's not big.
No.
Yeah, no.
Ricky's probably what I'd say 5'10", 5'11". But Derek's every bit of what, 6'3", 6'4", probably.
Well, so I just watched Derek up close on that shot, and I can help him.
Good.
He's got a little bit of a swing issue, and when you watch his downswing, you can see the ball moving away from his body, and when that happens, it's going to create a pull.
Yeah. And a lot of times the bowler can't feel that.
Right.
Which is why I think video is so incredibly important if you're taking lessons,
Yeah,
so you can actually see it.
Take a look here. You see how that push away goes to the right.
So it's got to come. Yeah, the
swing's
got to
behind
come
him
in
a little bit,
Yep.
and then on the way down, it goes around his body. So
Yep.
he's got to get his swing straight. And the first thing he needs to do is fix his push away.
Okay.
Get his push away, go a little bit more left. Get the swing to come out away from him so he can tuck underneath him on the way down. So we got to get it to work just in the opposite
Of
direction
what he's
it's
doing
working right now.
Right. Yep.
Another good bowler on lane 54, Gideon Spar.
Unfortunately, on these patterns, and again, it's nothing against Gideon's ability. It's the fact that there's not a lot of left-handers as opposed to right-handers. If we're on a long sport pattern, it's real tough for a left-hander to try to open it up and create a shot. So he pretty much has to earn everything he gets, and he has a good game, no doubt about it. Yeah, spare double for Gideon on 53-54. Dylan Taylor on 49 and 50 was pretty good after 2 games. He's got one open, but he's got a double to back it up, so pretty much he's like 90 and count through 5. Ooh. Well, Stevie's grinding, Randy.
I wish we had an updated standings after 2 games.
Yeah, we were. Scott and I were panning through the lines after 2. It has given us a tally. Now, I don't know if it's that individual bowler's tally or that pair's
Right.
after 2. So because it had Stevie at 490 after 2. And he didn't have a great first game.
No,
and he only had 190 after game 2. So I don't think that those numbers are accurate.
He went 221.70.
Okay, yeah. So he's basically 400.
Right.
But under his name, it's got him at 490. And I know he doesn't get that much handicap, so,
right.
if anything. So it just happens to be like that D spot or that C spot on that pair after 2 games.
And Steve can strike out for 225 this game. So.
All right. Which will probably put him about in the middle of the pack with handicap. Out of the 55 bowlers, he'll finish probably 25 to 30th. Nice ball. Came up light, got a great mix. He's going to finish strong, give himself a little bit of a... It's a shame he had that 9th spare there, Randy, in the 9th frame. He could have thrown the last 7. He could have had 240 instead of 220. Helped him a little bit. And it's funny, we were talking about, Les Schissler, and I remember bowling against his son, Roger, who's a good player in his own right. And then, of course, his brother's kids, of which are John, Ricky, and Rhonda, and their kids. But the 99% of them are all bowlers and have probably bowling since they could crawl. All unique styles, all different styles, but all do what you have to do. You get to the pocket and you got the right rotation, you got the right ball speed, good things happen. I remember when the senior tour came to Celebrity Sports Center in Denver, and Glenn Allison and Les Schissler were crossing with each other. And unfortunately, they were on the wood side, the first 36. And then you had the 44 side that was synthetic. And I never saw 2 players literally destroy the pocket for games and could not carry than those 2 gentlemen.
Nice.
Unfortunately, unless we always used to say about Les, if he carried 10 pins, just go home. Just write him a check and go home. Don't embarrass yourself and don't take it personal. The only way you're going to hang with Les is if he didn't carry. And Glenn Allison that day, unfortunately, was the same way. The 2 of them were throwing great games and just never got a break. And that's the one where Gene Stuss from the Detroit area, great bowler. It was a good match, and he won that one at Celebrity, the first senior event in town.
So now, this Celebrity Center that you're talking about, I remember bowling a tournament in Denver a long, long time ago. And we show up to this place, and they had an indoor water park.
Yes, that's Celebrity Sports Center. It was an indoor swimming pool.
Right.
Glassing, you could see it from the bowling center.
Water slides and the whole 9 yards. So now, back then, this is a great story. So back then, and I'm talking I was in my mid to late 20s.
Okay.
And I remember there was a guy that bowled on tour. His name is Dennis Jakes.
Yeah, I remember Dennis.
And he was married to this Amazon blonde lady. I can't remember her name, but she was an Amazon. And I remember like it was yesterday, she shows up to the water park in her bikini, and me and the rest of the guys that I ran with in my posse, which was Ron Palombi Jr., Tom Kreitz, and those guys. I remember our eyeballs bugging out of our heads as we finally got a glimpse of this Amazon in a bikini.
Oh, my Lord.
It was, you want to talk about some kids that were just, you had these 20-year-olds that are just looking at her like we just got out of prison. It was unbelievable. And we all knew that she was really good looking, right? But we only see her in a bowling center, and so here we are now. We're all young studs, flat bellies and whatnot. And not a word spoken. Yeah. All we did was giggle and point.
Yeah, and drool, probably.
Oh my goodness!
Wasn't Dennis pretty tight with Wayne Webb?
Yes,
okay.
I think Dennis and Wayne were good friends, and I beat Dennis Jakes for my first title.
Wow.
Yeah, the AC Delco Classic back in It was actually in Pinole, Northern California.
Oh, Pinole Valley?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
that 50-lane bowling center?
I believe
Off
so.
the interstate, yeah.
So, yeah, that's where I won my first title. I beat him. God,
Yeah, that was a unique place.
I could almost remember her name.
Yeah, that's going to drive
come.
you crazy.
No,
yeah.
it's going to come to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was hilarious.
Well, the cool part for the league bowlers that were there is the bowling center had a special pass for the league bowlers' children. So on Saturday, the place was packed, of course, nonstop day and night, but they could put the kids in the pool. You had a huge glass look-in area off the bowlers' concourse that they could check up on their kids, and they'd be in there all day. You'd be dragging a kid out. The kid looked like a prune, all wrinkled up, and parents are dragging him out. I guess Rhonda got tired of listening to us.
Yeah, Derek's done, and she's leaving, and she had enough of you and me.
Well, that doesn't take much.
No.
Especially since I drive her crazy every chance I get. It looks like Mr. Fridley tweaked something. I don't know if it's a hammy or a cramp. He's just trying to finish out. He did. Okay, now he's probably going to go hit a hot tub now. Well, Steve did punch out for 225, Randy.
Yep.
Then 9 spare.
I mean, he's going to shoot like 620, and I mean, I don't know. He doesn't get a lot of handicap, so.
You get any handicap at all? I don't think so.
None.
Zip. Zilch.
620?
Nada.
619.
619, yeah.
So that put
All
him
right.
like 28th out of 55. Maybe. He's getting ready for the big one, though. You talking about the format for the PBA challenge? This is basically you're posted 3 games, high to low.
Beat
This
the board.
Is it. Beat the board. look at the face.
Yeah.
Nah.
Steven, don't worry. I'm gonna get you some extra handicap, bro.
Yeah, right. He's gonna get you handicap. Not a chance.
I should ask him. Hey, am I still your number 1 pick?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My number 1 pick right here.
He wants you bad.
Yeah.
He wants you bad, I'm telling you.
Hey, no question. And you're bowling anchor, so.
Well, he says because he's horrible. You know,
Yeah, I stink.
just stick him in the middle
Hey,
somewhere.
I'm going lead off. I'm going to get my 2 opens out of the way early, and boom. Hey, but there's only 4 of us, so how does that work now? It's not it's a 4-man Baker.
No, I don't think it's Baker, is it? I think it's games and it's team
So it's
total.
like 1 game.
No, it's 3 games.
We're bowling 3 games.
Yeah, you're going to be here for a while. I might have to go get some glucose and maybe a bottle of wild turkey.
Hey guys, I'm going to go back up to the room and get a nap.
So's our producer as soon as he can get away.
Well, Scott was here till 3:00 in the morning, locking up.
The janitors showed him where the lights were. That's how late he was here, poor guy. Getting all the camera angles set up and everything. So you gotta be mentally prepared to handle carry Mr. Peterson.
I got him.
Okay, he's got you.
Are you sure it's a 3-game total? We're all bowling,
I believe so.
and it's not a Baker format.
No, it is not.
3-game Baker.
No.
Huh. Interesting.
Well, if you remember when we were at Samstown,
Is that
it
how
was
we did
3
it?
games, yeah. Because remember, Liz went front 7, front 8.
I don't remember that.
Oh, I do. Because Petey, unfortunately, was dead last.
I didn't
But
finish
Liz-
last.
Liz-
I remember
yeah,
that.
Yeah, Liz tore it up. She just had a look that was unbelievable.
I come back at 5 p.m. then. Okay. For doubles. 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. See you guys tonight.
All right,
See you,
buddy.
buddy.
Steve Villanueva,
Good kid.
great kid from
Yeah,
right
really
here
good
in Las
bowler.
Vegas.
Really good bowler.
A lot of fun. Tell you what, they got some I mean, half of your guys that are now retired, the PBA I'm talking about, live in Vegas. It seems.
Yeah.
But
hey,
there
and speaking
is
of a Las Vegas, what do you call him? Las Vegas in?
a Las Vegas resident.
A Las Vegas resident. Big shout out to Ron Moore, who
Oh,
recently got inducted into the PBA Hall of Fame.
Excellent.
So,
Good for him.
yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, look at some of the young talent that's coming out of this town right now. It's amazing. Terrence Rock, who we were talking about last night. You had Josh Hattori, who got an eagle this year, won the doubles. Aji at the counter. I think he's a little bit better than he leads on.
Who?
Aji.
Oh, yeah, Ozzy.
Yeah, he's
Aji, yeah. Yeah, he's a pretty good bowler as well.
That's what I heard. Recently promoted, so that's
really
nice. Yeah, he's been here 9 years, and now he's Mike's assistant.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, that's what I told him. Good for him.
Nice kid.
Yeah, he really is. Dedicated. Mike's got a good staff here.
I was going to tell you something, now I forgot.
That's because they're being bombarded by lunatics. Got about 3 or 4 pair just about finishing up. Once this is over, then we'll get into our first little break here. We'll be back in approximately a half hour once this is done, and we'll check out our gold side event tournament. Same format, although we'll have 61 bowlers participating for a shot at $1,000. And they'll do the same thing as you're looking at today, bowling 3 games, and high score with handicap is the winner. And then after that, we take a couple-hour break, and we'll come back for our doubles event at 5 o'clock Vegas time. And then the big one, our PBA Amateur Challenge, 4 pros bowling with 4 ABT bowlers. So they'll get to draft 3 of the ABT bowlers onto their team. The top 12 of the ABT members that qualified has the opportunity to bowl with Randy, Wes Malott, Liz Johnson, Leanne Holzenberg.
Hey,
Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Hey, how about Rhino Panganabon?
Yeah.
He's got a nice game going again.
Yeah, he is. He's got to be the favorite to
He
win.
can strike out for 240, and I'm going to take him as the winner.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, good. Way to go out on a limb there, buddy.
Might have to. And now this PBA challenge thing do they get handicap?
Yes, because if I remember correctly, the 12 bowlers will be out on the approach, and they're going to have their handicap on like a piece of paper, and you're going to see each bowler and how much handicap they have per game.
So
that could have an effect on how you build your team.
Is his first name Reno or Rhino?
Rhino.
So Rhino Panganabon is going to shoot 240, and I got my eye on him. I got to write that name down.
Yeah, he went 3-bagger double, and he could finish with
Reno
the last 5.
Panganabon.
Right.
By the way, the best name in sports is a golfer out of Thailand. His last name is Appy Barnrat.
Wow.
I'll look up his first name for you right
is
now.
Is it more than 25 consonants?
I'm telling you,
wow.
His first name is Kiradek Appy Barnrat.
Wow.
And holy cow, he just finished second at the Italian Open.
Wow.
Or
20
that's
under.
Through, that's through 4 rounds. He was 20 under. He finished second, lost by a shot.
And
Kiradek
he's from Thailand?
Appy Barnrat.
Thailand.
Yeah, he's Thai.
Yeah.
See, it says Thailand right underneath his name.
Oh, there you go.
That's how I know. And remember, if it's on Google, it has to be true, right?
Okay. Yeah, I'll write that down.
Yeah. So
we had a kid years ago. I couldn't even begin to tell you what his last name was because I tried to practice announcing it because I laughed. I said, this guy's going to win a side pot, and I'm going to have to pronounce his name. But his first name sounded like Super Choke. and his last name had to be like 30 letters. And I'm at the counter with you and Cobble, and I'm practicing saying his name because I know he's going to win a pot. And sure as heck, the first game he wins. So I'm thinking about it. So I get on the mic and I pronounce his name and the score. He comes running up to the counter, and I go, "How did I do?" And he just shakes his head. He goes, "But you close." What a character. All right, one pair left to finish, Randy, and then we'll take a short break, and I'll try to get back with the standings real quick for our viewers, and then we'll have maybe 20-minute downtime until our next event hits the floor. Next event up is the Gold Members Only Tour. Yep. 61 bowlers from that have made it. Yep. And that'll be another $1,000 for first. $25 entry fee. I mean, there's so much action at the ABT events, and I think that's the beauty of them, is that, you qualify for the main event. We talked about it a little bit last night, but you qualify for main event, but there's so much more stuff to bowl, and it doesn't cost you a fortune. $25 here, $25 there. Well, here's even the better part. You can get the package, right? And it's all included. And then it's unlimited. Yeah. And is that the gold package? That's everything. No, I'm saying, is that what you call it? Is that the gold package? No, they call it the unlimited pass. The unlimited pass. So you get the bowl. And how much is the unlimited pass? With a room, I think it was $14.95. And that's 6 nights at the hotel also. $1,500. You can bowl anything you want. Anything and everything. And everything. Now, all this stuff that you bowl, there's brackets and side pots as well, right? Yep. If they get that package, they're in the main event. Yeah. Automatic. Main event, sweeper. Yeah. And all the sides. The only thing that they would pay for is brackets, side pots, and your event. Yeah, I got you. Because that's going to pay out some serious money, so that's extra. But they're going to love that, believe me. Yeah, and that's the great part about it. If they make the main event, you have to look at it. Okay, what else can we do for them if they made it like on Tuesday and they're not bowling till Saturday? So that's why we came up with all these side events to keep them keep the rhythm going, keep their game going, and they have a chance to win, some money here and there. Keep them in it. Because not everybody can play draw poker with the great Randy Peterson. I mean, there's just not enough room. Yeah, we won't talk about that. Yeah, the phrase they used to use a slogan here in Vegas that whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Yeah, they changed that to oh, here we go. Whatever you bring to Vegas stays in Vegas. Oh, just so you know. Yeah. You're absolutely correct. Yes. Yeah, they didn't build these places because they're giving money away. No. And the problem with it is that all it takes is you winning a little bit once. Oh yeah. And your brain's like, oh yeah. Well, wait a minute. I won that one time. I can do it again. Yeah. You might be able to. You know how many millions of dollars I'd have in the 30-plus years I've been coming to Vegas if I never gambled? Oh, we're going to do the math now. I would have like 30 million? To $35 million. Exactly. No, I'm kidding. No, never. I mean, I like playing a little video poker, and that's. But that's another okay. Relax. Yeah, that's another. It's kind of my vice, along with all like the 12 others. We are done. And 10 of them we can't even discuss. Yeah. The other 10 we can't even use or talk about because, according to my parole officer, that's frowned upon. Now, can you go over the name here that at the bottom on the 33 and 34? Fabi Toro Rudy Rene. Toro. His last name is Toro. He's one of the. Isn't that Rudy Toro? Yeah, he's from the Indian tribe outside of San Diego. With Go-Go. Yeah, Go-Go Brown and Spud Brown. And Spud. Yep. But how come it says Fabi Toro? I don't Toro know. Rudy Rene. I don't know. What does he normally go by? Is it just Rudy Rene Toro? I just call him Rudy. Rudy Toro, right? Yeah. And he doesn't use his thumb, I don't think. Correct. Yeah. Right. Good bowler. Yeah, he throws the ball well. Just opened in the 10th, though. Missed a single pin spare for 223. Too bad. Ow. We are done, folks. We've got the Gold Members Only Tour coming up here. Realistically, in about a half hour. In about a half an hour. Yeah. So make sure you tune back in. Randy Peterson sporting his Storm Youth Championship jersey. Always. Nick the Body La Sorsa and Scott, I can't pronounce his last name,
We got lots more coming your way all day today.
You know,
here,
you're supposed to practice that.
here from Southpoint. If I just write it down, I'll get it. And I'll have
Okay.
that for us next time we come back on. Hey, we'll see you folks in just a few, all right? Thank you.